Sizing up Murphy, drives, floats, hangs, and scores on the turnaround. J-Dub way behind the three-point line and hits way behind the three-point line. Got blocked. What a rejection by Holmgren. Standing tall like a wall.
This is Udart. You're listening to the Uncontested.
What is up, and welcome to the Uncontested Podcast, coming to you live Thursday, December 5th, as the Thunder, another 30-point blowout win, 129-92 against the Toronto Raptors up in Canada. Before we dive into this one, I am your host for the evening, Jacob Niffen. We are brought to you by the Blue Wire Podcast Network and our homies over at Prairie Artisan Ales in Oklahoma City. Do yourself a favor. Go get some Prairie beers. I hear they're delicious. Also, if you are in the live stream tonight, thank you guys for joining. Hit that like button on the YouTube video. I would really appreciate that. If you're watching maybe Friday morning, you're not doing much at work, you're watching on the YouTube, also hit that like button. Just helps the algorithm out, even though YouTube doesn't pay us anymore, so they can go to hell. We also have a Patreon. Would love to encourage you guys to join the Patreon. You can find the QR code on the screen here, or you can just go to patreon.com/theuncontested. Patreon gives you a ton of cool stuff. You get access to our Discord. You get bonus pods. You get live watch parties. You get merch codes. You get free stickers. You get a lot of stuff for like $3 to $5 a month. So if you want to be part of the community, it's really, really fun, if I'm being honest. I know I'm a little biased, but it's really, really fun. So I'd encourage you guys to join the Discord as well. You can also find us on all social media channels. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. Blue Sky. If you're a blue skyer, I think they call it a skeeter over there. You can join us there as well. So Oklahoma City 129-92 against the Toronto Raptors tonight. A homecoming of sorts for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It's always fun to see him go back to his roots. I tweeted it earlier tonight. Shai in Toronto is kind of like Klay Thompson in OKC, or I'm going to struggle to think of like other examples, but he never plays bad in Toronto. He always shows out. Did so again tonight. I have some big takeaways we're going to cover, and then we'll do a quick breakdown, a quick game breakdown. We'll dive a little more into those takeaways, and then a few more thoughts before we get out of here tonight. The takeaways that we're going to hit tonight, though. Number one, defense. I think defense is a pretty big takeaway. Number two, kind of fun after we had this talk on the podcast not too long ago about the struggling bench scoring. That wasn't the case tonight. Are we starting to find some rhythm with the bench? Speaking of the bench, a new guy got a start tonight in Isaiah Joe. It wasn't Cason Wallace. We're going to talk about his production. The man has been on one. Also want to talk about Isaiah Hartenstein. The points are down, but the vibes are up with iHeart. We'll dive into that in a second. And then lastly, the Thunder's two All-Stars, or should I say they're two All-NBA candidates. So those are going to be our 5 big takeaways from tonight. But first, let's start with a little bit of game overview. We typically do these on the post game. We'll sit down and we'll give an overview, kind of a breakdown quarter by quarter by quarter. We'll talk about what happened. Here's your quarter by quarter breakdown. Quarter 1, Thunder whooped their ass, 34-17. Quarter 2, the Thunder whooped their ass, 33-25. Quarter 3, guess what? The Thunder whooped their ass, 32-23. Quarter 4, they took the dogs out. Only 30-27 did the Thunder win the fourth quarter. I don't know what else to say about a game breakdown and giving you guys step by step by step. They just beat them like a drum from the word go. That's just what happened. This game was never close. It was never in doubt. They had Toronto. That second quarter, they just had Toronto absolutely in hell defensively. They couldn't do anything. It's just, we'll get to the defense. Just wild. The Thunder did exactly what a team like the Thunder should do. You're up against inferior competition. You put your foot on the throat. You push down. Game's over. That's exactly what they did tonight. Alex Caruso, twin, did make his return tonight, so that was good. It's good to see him healthy, especially with the upcoming Cup elimination game on Tuesday. So nice to see Alex back. I think Alex had a great game. We'll talk about him a little bit with that bench unit as well. I think that's the only personnel big thing from tonight besides Isaiah Joe starting, which isn't a big thing. They've been rotating that position, but still. So that's your game breakdown. Just whoop their ass from the word go until they decided to take everybody out and play the two-way guys and the dudes that never see minutes. It is funny to me, and I need to pull this up real quick, so give me 2 seconds. The Thunder tonight, oops, that's the wrong button. The Thunder tonight played, let me get the box score here. They played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players. The 14th guy on the roster is Ousmane Dieng and Chet Holmgren. He's number 15. The two guys who did not play tonight, they didn't play because they were injured. Meanwhile, let's see if I can find this. The New York Knicks beat the Charlotte Hornets 101-125. The Knicks actually ran quite a few guys, but if you look at guys that played more than 5 minutes, that would be 7. Precious Achiuwa played 12 minutes. Miles McBride played 28. Mikal Bridges played 47 freaking minutes. I just think that's insane that the Thunder are going so deep in their bench. Even if this wasn't a blowout, the Thunder were going to play 12 guys. Tibbs and the New York Knicks are playing 6. That's absurd. That man needs God. That's a problem. So I guess another big thing in the game is just the Thunder do a really good job of rotating guys. All right, let's dive into some of my takeaways. Takeaway number 1 is defense. Let's start with some defensive stats, and then we can dive into the actual eye test stuff. Raptors tonight, 35% from the field, 24% from 3. They did take 20 free throws, 3 more than the Thunder. Who would have guessed the Thunder lost the free throw battle? The Thunder got 14 steals and 11 blocks. Stupid. Raptors committed 19 turnovers. Thunder got 28 points off those turnovers. Thunder had 31 fast break points. Thunder went by 39 at one point. The stats just jump off the page. That's absurd. They did the same thing to the Jazz the other night. The Thunder tonight took 11 more shot attempts than the Raptors did. And that is because they just took the ball away from the Raptors and went the other way with it. That's the same thing that happened with that Jazz game the other night. The team, your opposing team doesn't get shots whenever you just steal the ball from them. There were some possessions, specifically in that second quarter, where the Raptors couldn't do something as simple as make an entry pass to the post. Grady Dick would have the ball out at the corner 3 or the elbow 3, I guess, and be trying to throw it down into the paint. And he's getting doubled and can't even get the pass off. And then someone's jumping in front of the pass. And it's stupid. It's insane. the level of defense this team plays at, and they have been great defensively. And then tonight you got Alex Caruso back, and you just watch that guy play for like 3 minutes, and you can see the impact. He is everywhere defensively. And when you have a lineup out there, I think at one point it was like Hartenstein, Caruso, Wallace, Wiggins, and Dub. What the hell do you do with that? You get on your knees and you pray that you'll be able to get something. That's the only thing you can do. Like you are cooked if that is the lineup that is out there. And that's exactly what the Thunder did. The Thunder just had them in hell for most of this game defensively. Smoot is requesting the phrase, the Thunder are doing all this defensively. They don't even have Chet yet. Wait till Chet gets back. Wait till you get the lineup of like Dub, Queso, Caruso, Chet, and Hartenstein. Who scores? Like for the other team. How do you get a shot? You don't. You might as well just pull from half court with like 20 seconds on the shot clock because you're not going to score. The defense has just been other freaking worldly by this team. It is incredible to me how good they have been, especially when you consider they didn't have Hartenstein for 15 games. They haven't had Caruso. He's been in and out. Chet has been injured. Dort apparently has, what is it called? Mallet finger, hammer finger, screwdriver finger. I don't know what the hell it is. He's got something. And his finger hurts. And they're still just whooping teams' ass defensively. It's crazy. I'm getting this pulled up right now. The Thunder have a 103.2 defensive rating right now. That would be 5 points better than the number one team last season, the Minnesota Timberwolves. And we are now getting to a sample size large enough that it actually means something. Thunder also number one in the league in net rating, which is awesome. Oh, wow. Thunder are number one in defensive rating, number 6 in offensive rating. Folks, that is NBA title worthy. Like that's what title teams have. The defense is wild. Emo Jacob Niffin's hair says I need to ask Taylor what the injury is. When it comes to specificity, I know you guys like that one. We don't ask Taylor. And then Smoot tells me that it is mallet finger. Wonder how it got its name, mallet finger. Chat, do your homework. Find out where mallet finger came from. I'd be interested. Why is it not hammer finger? Why is it not something else finger? I don't know. We need a scientist on the pod. Takeaway number 2, bench scoring. Again, I'm going to read you some stats. I know that's not the funnest thing in the world, but I'm going to read you some stats, and then we'll talk about them. Off the bench tonight, we got Kenrich Williams, who went 5 of 6 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3, had 13 points. We had the GOAT himself, Alex Caruso, go 2 of 3 from 3, had 8 points. We had Aaron Wiggins go 5 of 11 from the field for 12 points. Cason Wallace, another great offensive night, shot 40% from 3. He had 9 points. AJ Mitchell, 6 of 9. Nice, especially in the game where you're playing against Dick. He had 13 points. Now, I got to do math. 13 plus 13 is 26. Plus another 12 is 48. Plus another 8 is 56. Plus another 9 is 64. Do they have 64 bench points? 64 bench points. That's a lot. We talked the other day on the podcast about how the bench scoring had been inconsistent with Isaiah Joe in the starting lineup tonight, who cooked again, 6 of 10 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. We got to pause a second. Isaiah Joe had the nastiest pass fake I have ever seen that man make in his life. He got me off the couch. That drive fake behind the back to make Scotty Barnes jump and then bring it back down and finger roll it, filthy. Filthy. That might have been my favorite play of the night. That was gross. Isaiah is in his bag. Nick Jordan is saying it might have been 55 bench points. Nick, I taught history, not math. I don't know. Also, we got the scientists in the chat. Mallet finger gets its name from the hammer-like appearance of the fingertip after the injury. So why is it not hammer finger? Can't trust the medical community. I got my flu shot yesterday. Probably got a microchip in me now. Can't trust them. Back to the bench scoring. I think just getting guys healthy and getting them in a rhythm really, really helps. They've been rotating, like Kaysen Wallace will start, and then Isaiah Joe will start. You'll get a Wiggins start here and there. I'm interested in what it looks like when everybody is healthy. Do we have a consistent starting five? I have so many questions about this team that aren't going to be answered for a long time. Like, ever since he returned, Isaiah Hartenstein has started for this team. Does that continue when Chet's back? Because if it continues when Chet's back, then you have a permanent 5 starting lineup of Shai, Dort, Dub, Chet, Hartenstein. Do they move Hartenstein back to the bench and you have Shai, Dort, Dub, Chet, and then continue to rotate that 5th person? Do they have Shai, Dort, Dub, Chet, and not a rotating 5th guy, and they settle on somebody? Maybe it is Wiggins. Maybe it is Joe. Maybe it's Caruso, who hasn't yet started this season. So it'll be interesting to see. But I think as guys start to get more of a defined role, we will start to see that bench unit kind of even out. And I thought tonight for that bench scoring in particular, the Thunder just shared the ball. Like when you look at the assist numbers tonight, let's take out is his name Malavi Leons or Malevi Leons? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Let's take him out. Let's take out Adam Flagler, who played 6 minutes. Let's take out Brandon Carlson, who played 6 minutes. And let's look at everybody who played 14 plus minutes tonight. Assist numbers: 2, 6, 5, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Everyone's just moving the ball. Everyone's making the next play, swinging it to the open guy, and getting open shots. It's wild to me that the guy with the most assists on the team tonight was Isaiah Hartenstein. We'll get back to that in a second. But I don't know if this team necessarily needs that guy with the ball in his hands all the time off the bench, because they all kind of can fill that role in a pinch, and they collectively do that. Nick Jordan says they swang that thing bar. I also never want to say that phrase again in my life. Connor B is also here in the chat. Connor has been in the Discord wanting me to use a 9-volt battery as a vape in honor of the fork in the socket comment that I made weeks ago that just will not die. Speaking of the fork in the socket comment, I found something else that might kill me. Bananas. Might die from a banana. Had a smoothie with a banana last night. Took a few drinks, and then the good old throat started closing up. Scary experience. Didn't die. Connor wants me to stick my tongue on the 9-volt battery. That might be a bet payoff, Connor. That might also sterilize me. Or like what's the clear brrr, and they shock the piss out of you? That might be what the 9-volt battery does to me. This podcast is getting off the rails. I should not be allowed to podcast alone. Let's go to my next takeaway, which is Isaiah Joe's scoring. I kind of talked on Joe earlier, but the dude had 16 points tonight, a plus 15, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Isaiah was wonderful tonight. He was wonderful against the Jazz. The thing with shooters, Smoot says it's called defibrillator, and I'm not going to read Jacob Niffin's hair comment. That is inappropriate. Yeah, so the thing with shooters is there's going to be inconsistency. The one thing you cannot control on a basketball court is if the ball goes in the hoop or not. You can control the effort, you can control the defense, you can control the like the IQ of the game. You There's so many things you can do on a basketball court that is within your control. The ball going into the hoop or not is the one thing you can't control. And so when you're a shooter like Isaiah Joe, there's going to be peaks and valleys. There's ups and downs. We are clearly on an up right now with Isaiah. He's coming off of a bad stretch. He's now on a good stretch. There will be another bad stretch, and then there will be another good stretch. This is just how basketball works. Do you want him to find some consistency in the middle? Absolutely. But when you are a bit of a gunner, this is kind of what you get. But I do love how Isaiah is rounding out his game. I think you saw that on display tonight with, again, the pass fake and the layup, the show and go, and then pull up in the little midi. He is really getting good at running that two-man DHO, the dribble handoff with Isaiah Hartenstein. The growth of Isaiah Joe, I don't know if we talk about this enough. The growth from Isaiah Joe while he's been in Oklahoma City is absolutely like a product of the Thunder culture and environment. And it is a Thunder success story. It is obviously an Isaiah Joe success story. Isaiah deserves all the credit. There's a reason Philly just cut him and didn't want him. And the fact that he is now flourishing here, I think everybody involved deserves a lot of credit, but you're starting to see that from Joe. I wonder if that shooting starts to get Joe more of those starts. He also holds up defensively really well. He is skinny, but he moves really well. He uses his chest to get in front of guys. Very impressed by Joe. My next takeaway was iHeart scoring down, everything else up. iHeart's line tonight. 1 of 3 field goals for 2 points. He took 3 shots. He also had 16 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and a block. The scoring is down. Do I want to see him take more than 3 shots a game? Absolutely. I absolutely want to see him take more than 3 shots a game. I want to see that lob game start to come back with he and J-Dub. But man, he does everything else for this team. I can't say he is the best passer on the team, but he's like, is he top 5, top 3 passer on the team? The way he moves the ball. And I was at the Utah Jazz game the other night, and I specifically told my dad, I said, when Isaiah Hartenstein gets the ball now, and we're getting more of a sample size here. When Isaiah Hartenstein gets the ball, especially if he's below the 3-point line, watch guys, especially guys like Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, Cason Wallace, Lou Dort, the guys that aren't the primary ball handlers. When Hartenstein gets the ball, watch those guys. Because as soon as he gets a catch, those guys are cutting hard to the rim. They're backdoor cutting, they're face cutting, they're coming off a screen and cutting. But they know that if they move, it's layup time, because Isaiah Hartenstein is just going to hit them every single time. Evidence, Isaiah Hartenstein had the most assists on the game tonight, for the Thunder at least. They're starting to build that chemistry. They're starting to learn how to play with each other. And Hartenstein's passing has really opened up a lot for this team, which is so cool. Nick Jordan says Dort ran into Joe because of that. Absolutely. There's been a few times that's happened. And is it a good thing they ran into each other? No. But it's a good thing that they are learning, hey, this guy can get me the ball. He does have that vision. If I cut, I will get a touch. And then you got the rebounding and the rim protection. Like he's freaking awesome. He's just eating glass. The man is putting in work on the backboard. I don't know. He's kind of outplaying my expectations. And my expectations were pretty hard. Or not pretty hard, pretty high. iHeart almost had a behind-the-head pass to Caruso, Smoot says. Yeah, that was a dime. That was a dime, and I think Caruso smoked it, didn't he? My guy, my poor guy. Last one is the 2 All-Stars, or is it the 2 All-NBA guys? Let's be honest here. J-Dub tonight, 13 field goal attempts, which is surprising. 6 of 13, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. J-Dub had 20. Shai, 11 of 22, 50% from the field. 1 of 10 from 3 for Shai. The brother looked like a stormtrooper out there, just couldn't hit anything. But 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Shai ended with 30. Yeah, just a awesome night from Shai. A few other things I want to shout out. Lou Dort had 2 steals, 3 blocks. That is 5 stocks total. Cason Wallace, 2 steals, 4 blocks, 6 stocks total. The Thunder combined for 25 stocks, which is incredible. How many stocks do they really have in stock? I'm not going to count to 25. They had 25 stocks, which is awesome. Meek Leak is in the chat tonight. Back from China, I believe, Meek is. He said, Kenny playing that dad ball. Yeah, Unk was on one tonight. He's been really good. It's been really fun to see him play. Last few things before I get out of here. First, we have to give away a King of the Prairie, brought to you by Prairie Artisan Ales. Hey, go buy some Prairie Artisan Ales. If you're in Oklahoma City, go to the tap room, hang out, watch a game, get a beer. If you're not in Oklahoma City, or if you are in Oklahoma City, hit up your local liquor store and snag some Prairie beers. The guy, if you don't know, I do not drink, but the dudes on the show do drink, and they love themselves some Prairie beers. We love some Prairie beers. Please support them. They are awesome in supporting us. We would love for you guys to show them some love as well. It's great to support local businesses. It's great to support people who are making cool shit along with us. And that is absolutely Prairie Artisan Ale. So go follow them on social media. Go buy some beers. Enjoy yourselves. Become an alcoholic. I give you permission. King of the Prairie tonight is our player of the game. And, you know, there are a few candidates here. I could go with Aaron Wiggins, who had 12, 3, 2, and 2 on a game high plus 29. I could go Kenrich Williams, who is 3 of 3 from 3, 7 rebounds, an assist, and a steal for 13 points. I'm going to go with a guy that gets it a lot, but he gets it because it's a homecoming. It goes to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 30 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. Shai did a little bit of everything tonight. Shout out to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is our King of the Prairie. Last few things before I get out of here, folks. We have a pretty easy schedule coming up for the Thunder. In 2 nights on Saturday in New Orleans. New Orleans is not good. They should win. Then they get a full 2 days off before they play Tuesday in an NBA Cup elimination game against the God-forsaken Dallas Mavericks. If anyone should go to hell, it's the Dallas Mavericks. I hope the Mavs fans are listening. You can go to hell. I would sacrifice the pinky off both fingers for the Thunder to beat the Mavericks on Tuesday night. I'm not really going to do that. But I hope they win. So it would be nice that they get some rest. Maybe they get J. Will back. I think he is close. You've got Alex Caruso back. And it'll be interesting to see. This will be the first time we see the Thunder play the Mavericks with a traditional big man in Isaiah Hartenstein. And how does that look against, oh my goodness, why am I going blank? Sideshow Bob. What's his name? The big man from Dallas. It's going blank. Derek Lively. It'll be interesting to see Hartenstein go up against Lively. Kenrich Williams will get those backup minutes as well. He will go up against Daniel Gafford. Daniel Gafford sucks, so he can do whatever he wants. I don't care. Kenny will have that man in hell as well. Kenny will swing on him. Unk. Go get him, Unk. So the Cup game will be really fun, but it's nice that the Thunder get a little bit of a break here. 2 games in, let's do some math here. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 2 games in 5 nights is pretty nice for this team. After a lot of travel, they went west, they went south, they went back to Oklahoma City, they went north of the border. Now they're going down to almost one of the most southern teams in the league in New Orleans. A lot of travel, so it'll be nice for them to get home, and hopefully they make Luka look like a little boy. All right, folks, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. A 30-minute solo pod is some degeneracy. You guys should never let me pod by myself. I blame the other hosts for this. Thank you for tuning in, though. We appreciate you. Again, the Thunder beat the Toronto Raptors 129-92. They just keep winning, and they're not even fully healthy. It's a fun team. It's a fun season. Thank you guys so much for joining. Again, if you haven't, I would encourage you to join the Patreon. We're having a blast over there. Next Patreon bonus pod is soon at hand, probably early next week. So if you want to get bonus content from us as well, that is wildly unhinged, I would consider joining the Patreon. Everyone in the chat over here, most of the people in the live chat are Patreon subscribers. They can tell you how much of a fun time we have over on the Discord and the live watch parties and everything else we do. We also have some really dope stickers if you're a Patreon supporter as well. So I would encourage you to join. We will be back with you guys Sunday. We are not going to post-game pod Saturday night. We will cover that Pelicans game Sunday night on our regularly scheduled weekly show. You guys enjoy the end of your week and your weekend. We will see you then. Until then, and as always, Thunder up.